A very good afternoon and welcome to Spectrum TV News. President Buhari departs Nigeria on an 8-day visit to Saudi Arabia today. Akwa Ibom State Government holds Easter evening of hymns. Plus, Ukraine resumes electricity export. And many thanks indeed for joining us. We begin this afternoon with Nigeria's leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has departed the country on an 8-day state visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where he is expected to perform the Umrah, the Lesser Pilgrimage. A statement signed by his Senior Special Assistant, Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, since assuming office in May 2015. Away from that, the presidency has said that the appointment of service chiefs is not subject to federal character principle and ethnic balancing. Presidential spokesman Femi Adesina stated this while speaking in an interview. Appoint those he feels are competent and can do the job of securing Nigeria against terrorist attacks. Leaked audio of the conversation he allegedly had with a religious leader. Addressing the media in London, Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed said Obi should clarify his statement on the leaked audio. The minister noted that in the aftermath of the leaked audio, the Labour Party presidential candidate said the audio was fake and doctored. Mohammed added that the leaked audio had corroborated the position that Obi's electioneering campaign was based on religion and ethnicity has halted the federal government from trespassing, acquiring or taking over some plots of land located at the Hybro Maitama extension, popularly known as Maitama Alero. Reports say Justice U.P. Kekemeke of the FCT High Court in Maitama issued the order while delivering. The judge, in addition, restrained President Buhari, the Minister of Defense, and the Defense Ministry from issuing any certificate of occupancy, development approvals, and permits in respect of the said landed property, pending the hearing and determination of. Elsewhere, the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the President, Femi Adesina, has disclosed that the President deserves commendation from Nigerians for diversifying the economy of the country from oil. A diversified economy, adding that the Buhari-led administration should be given credit. Chief of Army's professionalism displayed all through the electioneering period. The Chief of Army Staff gave the commendation at the luncheon organized for troops of the Operation Hadinkai Northeast, whose Joint Task Force commemorated the Easter season at the My Mallory Barracks officer. Fallen heroes and wounded personnel receiving medical attention across military facilities. The Army Chief, who led other generals to serve wounded personnel at the event, assured them of continued logistical and welfare support to ensure the war is brought to a successful end. To state, to utilize the opportunity of the capacity building exercise to rededicate themselves to the Commission's work. This, according to the MPC, will enable the Commission generate credit this during an inspection visit of the training of 750 functionaries at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi, expressed satisfaction with the training process. Now back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel yesterday led top government functionaries, political stakeholders, held at the State Banquet Hall of the Government House Uyo, featured the rendition of various melodious tunes by different groups, ministries, security chiefs, and the governor's aides, among others, in commemoration of the death. Malawi President Lazarus Chakwera has pardoned a former cabinet minister who was serving a 5-year sentence after being convicted for abuse of office. Oladi Musa was sentenced in 2020 to 6 years in prison over corruption linked to illegal issuing of passports. Meanwhile, Homeland Security Minister Ken Zikali Ngoma says his release was an act of mercy in the Easter season. In 2019, his involvement in the passport scam was during the tenure of former President Joyce Banda. Staying with Africa, Sudanese civilian groups and the ruling junta have lines set up by the parties. A new prime minister would have been announced today, as well as other officials of a civilian-led government. Reports say the deadline elapsed after the parties failed to sign a final transition deal on the 1st and 6th of April over disagreement on the integration of the paramilitary RAP suspended the talks for one day for further consultations. Let's head to Ukraine now, where the energy minister, German Gal, in October due to Russia's attacks on critical infrastructure. According to him, the strikes caused sweeping power outages for civilians and industries, forcing workers to work overtime in trying to repair the grid. The energy minister. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has officially ended the COVID national health emergency that for more than 3 years underpinned extraordinary efforts to provide care for a country where more than 1 million people died from the disease. The White House says lavish funding streams for COVID tests, free vaccines and other emergency measures thrown together starting in January 2020 to try and free the world's biggest economy from the grip of the global pandemic. You're watching Spectrum TV News at 2. Still to come.
Advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening
is premised on the quality of relationships forged by its inhabitants. The health of these relationships determines how well people, relationships, organizations thrive and how long they stick together. Join Uyo421 on StarTimes to catch all the conversations, interviews, real stories, and how to navigate relationships and family life in the 21st century. Real people, real faces, real stories. Connect live on Spectrum Television.
Every day, we bring you up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigerian, from issues on politics,
Hello Nigeria,
lifestyle, and so much more. Join Janice Kobum and Uyai Anyeken
every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Uyai Anyeken every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Welcome back, and many thanks indeed for staying with us. On our business news, the World Bank Group President David Malpass has said that global growth is expected to be weak in 2023, slowing to 2% from 3.1% in 2022. Malpass made the statement in his opening address at the 2023 Spring Meetings media call, and the recent banking sector stress has dampened its activities as inflation pressures persist. According to him, the danger is acute due to currency depreciation. Rising, popularly known as Okada in Nigeria, has fallen to 212.64 billion naira in 2022, representing a 42% decrease from 367.39 billion naira spent in 2021. National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) disclosed this in its Foreign Trade Report, which shows that the importation bill on motorcycles 59.63 billion naira. Further reports say the downward trend was reversed in Q3 of 2022, as import bills and motorcycles rose by 86% to 59.63 billion naira and down by 22% to 46.43 billion naira. In the country have said the United Kingdom's government's code of practice for the international recruitment of health and social care personnel will not stop Nigerian doctors from migrating to other countries. The Nigerian Medical Association and the Nigerian Association be actively recruited. The UK explained that the 54 countries were those the World Health Organization recognized as having most pressing health and care workforce-related challenges. Reacting to the restriction, the NMA president, Dr. Uche Ojinma, in an interview with Newsmen, said Nigerian doctors migrate to other countries, and oncologist at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Edamison Temiye, has said nursing mothers whose babies are unable to display social smile during breastfeeding should be worried. According to him, it could be a sign of physical skills such as rolling over, crawling, displaying a social smile, walking, and talking are all considered milestones used in measuring the growth and development of babies, urging that mothers should be worried about the development of their babies when they are not showing these signs. To end the season, the club also announced Wetson Nyirenda as interim coach for the remainder of the season. But this comes after the team failed to win a game in their last 8 encounters. Their last win was a home victory against Nkana on January 21. According to a statement, Ye was relieved of his position as the club's consultant alongside head coach Kevin Kindu and his assistant coach Emeka Amadi. But still in sports, the Super Falcons of Nigeria will be heading into an international friendly encounter with New Zealand at the Modern Sports Complex. Last-minute arrangement before the Women's World Cup built to hold in New Zealand and Australia, which kicks off from July 20 to August 20. Recall that the Falcons had defeated Haiti 2-1 at the Emirates Sports Centre last Friday, with goals from Esther Koronkwo and Asisa Toshola also played out a 1-1 draw with Iceland at the Modern Sports Complex. And now in entertainment, popular comedian Bright Okpocha, well known as Basket Mouth, has been in the industry in a few years' time. Featuring on the recent episode of the Honest Bunch podcast, Basket Mouth said he wants to resign from comedy. But still in entertainment, veteran Nigerian music producer Michael Ajere, popularly known as Don Jazzy, has urged Nigerian artists to emulate Davido's format in promoting their projects. Davido has been on a media tour for his recently released full tweet advised other Nigerian acts to emulate him. According to him, Davido did not sit back as a result of his achievement as an artist, but rather he is promoting his album vigorously. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, that's on spectrumtv.ng. And you've been watching the news at 2. Thanks for watching. I'm Raymond Ita. Good afternoon.